the coordinator of the FEU Career and Placement Office, or CAPO. I'm also a faculty member of the Interdisciplinary Studies Department of the Institute of Arts and Sciences, and I'm also your MC and moderator for this afternoon's webinar. Pep Talk is a regular virtual series designed to prepare the students for employment by equipping them with necessary knowledge through talks focusing on various topics delivered by industry professionals and experts. And what you can see on your screens now, these are the previous Pep Talk webinars conducted by CAPO from the previous semesters until the present. You may always rewatch them at your most convenient time at the Career and Placement Office Facebook page and, of course, at the FEU YouTube channel. Today's webinar is also being live streamed via the Microsoft Teams and both the FEU Capo official Facebook page and, of course, the FEU's official Facebook page as well. To participate in our question and answer segment, you may submit your comments and questions anytime by posting at our conversation page. It can be found at the right side of your screen if you're using a desktop, or at the live Q&A tab if you're using a mobile phone or other portable device. Later on, if during the talk, our resource speaker will be asking questions, you can also use the chat box to respond to the questions. For our viewers watching through the FEU Facebook live streaming, we encourage you to engage with us by posting your questions or reactions on the comment section as well. This is something that we really anticipate, and we would like to really look into it, and because we would like to have a very engaging discussion as we progress in our webinar. Communication at the time of pandemic requires a great deal of effort to ensure that misunderstandings in every relationship, the lack of motivation in school and work, and the general feeling of idleness are minimized and managed. This is why effective verbal and nonverbal communication are more important now that we have limited physical interactions. Find out how does communication affect the success of our career and its resiliency in this time of pandemic. FEU Capo presents today its pre-employment preparation talk or PEP Talk webinar titled Essential or Non-Essential? Verbal and Non-Verbal Communication Skills in the Time of Pandemic. This webinar episode is brought to you by FEU Capo with our digital media partner, the Marketing and Communication Office. Stay tuned as we discover more about the importance of effective verbal and nonverbal communication skills now that we are in the middle of a global health crisis from our PEP Talk resource speaker for today. Just a quick reminder, please make sure that your microphones are always on mute to avoid causing any unnecessary noise. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Let us maximize our time by learning from today's PEP Talk webinar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the opening remarks and introduction of our resource speaker, may I call on the Director of the Career and Placement Office, Ms. Maria Carmencita Babes Suva Alfonso. Hi, Ma'am Babes. Good afternoon. The screen is yours.
So there you go. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. A year ago, when pandemic came, we were all aghast and it felt like our world stopped. Everything changed, especially in school, from on-site to off-site or online classes, and from face-to-face to online activities to school transactions. While it felt like our world stopped, we at the Career and Placement Office asked ourselves, what can we do? Shall we wait for things to get better? But why wait for things to get better or for good things to happen when we can make it happen now? Hence, the recalibration and migration of our activities to be able to continue on providing opportunities to our students. Since then, the FEU Career and Placement Office, or CAPO, has successfully run a series of webinars to orient our students the basics of working, finding a job, essential know-how on entrepreneurship, gaining higher studies in pursuit of their career goals amidst the new normal. We have a video clip of CAPO's activities the previous months. Video, please. Thank you. semester's activities, please check out our event posters and calendar of activities. We shall be posting this in the official FEU social media sites and Canvas. As we provide a holistic approach in our students' career and development, we continue to offer meaningful activities and programs to help prepare and guide them in their life design. Whether they want to have a successful career, build their own empire, or become a freelance professional to thrive in the new normal. For today's episode titled Essential or Non-Essential Verbal and Nonverbal Communication in the Time of Pandemic, we will know more about the importance of effective communication skills in our household, online classes, and the workplace in these challenging times. This pep talk topic today is very relevant as we continue to adjust and thrive in this new normal way of doing things, not only in school, but in the long term, the world of work as well. On that note, I would like to end with my usual reminder. While it is not going to be easy to sort out the challenges in this new situation that we are in, always remember our mantra, be brave, because Tamaraos have always been resilient to whatever comes our way. Always remember that. And now, without further ado, allow me to introduce our resource speaker. He has been into training department for more than 20 years under diverse industries, telecommunications, banking, retail, and multinational. He was an insurance underwriter and medical representative before venturing to training services. He is currently a training officer, senior manager at Asia United Bank, and has been with AUB for more than 10 years, handling the training requirements of all employees and helping develop necessary skills to succeed in their careers. He graduated cum laude with AB Philosophy degree at the Vincentian Hill Seminary, an Adamson University affiliate, and took up MA Theology at St. Vincent School of Theology. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen, Mr. Geradino P. Eloriaga. Good afternoon, sir. The virtual
Good
floor.
afternoon. Thank you, Ma'am Beebs. Is that how I call you?
Yes, Sir Dino. Ayan.
All right.
Sir,
First off, thank you for inviting me here. I know we have been partners for the longest time. Now, let me start then this session. I can understand there are a lot of people here watching now and listening. Hopefully, you get to learn a thing or two from this session. And I appreciate that FEU does these things despite what's happening around. Anyway, I won't be here if not for the partnership. Therefore, I would have to start my presentation by introducing my bank. Of course, let me just do this. Right. Give me a second. This one I haven't practiced. Yeah. I hope you're seeing the presentation, not myself. Am I right, Ron?
Hold on.
Yeah. Yep. Are you
Yeah,
seeing
there
it?
you go. Yeah, we can see it,
Alright.
sir.
Right. Okay. So this is where I came from. Thank you for that introduction anyway, Ma'am Babes. I hope I got your name correctly. We both have lovely names. I came from AUB, Asia United Bank. So who are we as a company? Um, we we were born 1997 and now it's 2021. So we're on the 24th year. And I'm not going to go through all of these highlights or milestones, but just so you know, if you have to describe my company or the bank where I came from, we are one of the most high-tech bank in the Philippines. In fact, even before pandemic came in, we were already doing those contactless or innovative products so that we will be more paperless and contactless. We want everything to be virtual even before this pandemic happened. It just so happened that everything got accelerated because we had by force majeure because of what happened. Everybody had to be online, and gladly it didn't take so much time for us to adapt because of all these developments. And I'm sure a lot of you may not know our bank. So normally, when you ask people around on the street, they will just tell you the three banks, the three big banks. But we are relatively new. We are a mid-sized bank. In fact, we have garnered these awards the past year. And even during 2020, we've received recognitions from these different award-giving bodies. Okay, so that's where I came from. I just wanted to be proud of where I came from, and that's where I'm working right now and where I'm connected. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm here. Now, going back now to the topic that we have. Curiously, when I got the invite from your school, I was rather curious about the topic because the question being asked was is it essential or non-essential, the verbal, non-verbal? But I mean during this pandemic. But my question then was, kailan ba to hindi naging essential? It's always been essential ever since. But I guess where the question was coming from is kasi nga pandemic eh. A lot of changes has happened or have happened. And kumusta naman yung communication natin? It was definitely affected. In fact, it is still affected, being affected even up to this time. One of my favorite topics to talk about and to master actually is body language. This is the nonverbal and the verbal because it helps you in a lot of things, in training, in work, and in dealing with people. Siyempre, sa bangko ka frontlines, you know the sentiments of people via their words and nonverbals. It all boils down to one thing. So since you're all students here, alam ko naman sanay pa kayo dito, ano, review muna tayo kasi it all boils down to, it's not about being essential or not. It all boils down to reviewing what communication is. Let's go to the three fundamentals. I'm sure alam niyo to. Sir Ron, sorry ko lagi may biktima. I'm sure alam mo to, Sir Ron. But anyway, mamaya na kita tatawagin. The three fundamentals of communication is, of course, the words, the tone, and non-verbal. Now, one psychology professor came up with a study as to the effectiveness of each factors. I mean, modes of communication, words, tone, and nonverbal. This professor did this way back. Matagal na to, kakapanganak ko lang, 1971. He came up with this. I'm sure a lot of you know this. The 55, 38, and 7. All right. Now, I was mentioning about words, tone, and nonverbal, or the body language, if that's how you want to call it. Saan ba siya dito nagmamatch? Which one is 55%? Which one is 38%? And which one is 7%? I'm talking about when it comes to effectivity in being able to relay the message, which one is the most effective? Which one will give you the better meaning in as far as the message is concerned? Is it the voice, the words, the tone, or the nonverbals? To illustrate that, I would need the help of Sir Ron. Sir Ron, are you around?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm going to show you, or to everybody, I would like this one. You can do this at home, o diba? Contrary to what people say, don't do this at home. This writes in the text by saying, "I'm fine." You probably will think, okay lang siya, fine daw eh. And if I receive a message, if I'm a lady, if a female, and I receive a message, ang ganda ko, sa text, I will easily say, oh, nagagandahan siya sa akin. That's the message I'm getting, di ba? Eh, okay daw siya, fine daw siya, and maganda raw ako, ang ganda niya, di ba? That's all it is. Kung ano yung sinabi ko, yun. But let me ask Sir Ron here, yung words, di ba we showed the 55 and 38 and 7%. Let's put a tone to this, kasi words lang to eh. Sir Ron, can you read the word okay when you're feeling, for example, you're feeling, you're being forced to do something. For example, ito yung sabihin ko sa'yo, so Ron, ikaw nang bahala dito sa report na to Okay? You don't want to do the report, but you will say okay. Can you do that? Can you say that?
Yeah, when you're forced to do something that you don't like to do,
Yep.
I'll just say, okay.
That's how you say it? Okay.
Okay.
Di ba, mabait pa nga yun eh. Para sa akin, if I hear you say that, para sa akin, okay sa kanya.
Mhm.
Kasi para sa akin, I would say it this way. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's different from saying okay. Kasi pag sinabi ni sir na okay, parang gusto niya, di ba? And can you say this, I'm fine, Sir Ron? No, you're not really fine. So how are you? How are you, Sir Ron?
I'm fine.
But are you really fine? Can you say that when you actually feel that you're not fine? Can you say it the same way? I mean the words, but you actually meant you're not fine. Can you do that?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay. Parang,
Like you're not sure.
pwede naman, yeah. If it were me, if you ask me if I'm fine, siguro hindi ka ano, if I can read you, Sir Ron, siguro hindi ka talaga pretentious na tao. Kaya kung ano yung nararamdaman mo or kaya mong baguhin yung tono based on what I want to hear, 'di ba? Maganda 'yan,
Mhm.
maganda 'yan. But anyway, if it were me and if I'm really not fine, and if people ask me, "How are you?" I am fine. I'm fine. May tono eh. Iba eh. But if it's a message alone, sa text, alam mo fine siya, pero pag sinabi niya, I'm fine, o di ba
Mhm.
nag-stutter pa, alam mo there's something wrong. And then, it's not fine. And finally, Sir Ron, galingan mo our acting dito Sir Ron. Can you tell this that like you mean it? Like, the lady is pretty. So can you say that? Can you say this statement? Maganda talaga yung babae. Can you say that statement? Ang ganda mo, Sir Ron. Can you say that?
Ang ganda mo.
Parang,
Parang, parang
sige, go ahead. Can you try it again? Sige, isa pa.
I
Yung
think
talaga yung mean
you
it.
should
You
be
mean it.
saying it like ang ganda mo.
Yan, simple lang, di ba? Uy, ang ganda mo. Di ba? May mga tao ng, uy, ang ganda mo naman. Of course, I added something.
Yeah.
Ang ganda mo. Di ba? But, say it, this time, I will challenge you to do it differently, Sir Ron. Say it like sarcastically. I know you know what I mean.
Ang ganda mo.
Masyado kang modest Kung ako yun, ang ganda mo. O, diba ganun? Ang ganda mo. Diba ganon? So the point here is, if it's words alone, ayun yung sinasabi natin dito. Ano lang yun? 7% lang. It's the 38%, it's the tone. Diba? The tone yun. Pero pag dinagdagan mo pa ng non-verbal, which is the 55%, ibang usapan na yun. Like, if I say, ang ganda mo, 'di ba? If you look at my face, if I look closely at the camera and I say, ang ganda mo, 'di ba? Like, you can see I don't really mean it. That's how powerful nonverbal is. So be careful pag kami nagsasabi sa ng ganun. So you
Yeah.
have to watch for the tone, and of course the words should be the last or the least of all. I'm not saying these are not important, but all of these are important in as far as communication is concerned. Kaya lang, yun nga eh. Why are we here in the first place? Pandemic has caused a lot of difference or changes in the way we communicate. Diba? The body language, the distance, the human touch. Diba? Ngayon, bawal yung magkalapit eh. Yung body language natin, hindi mo nakikita. Kasama sa body language yung facial expressions eh. With the masks and the face shield, hindi mo siya nakikita eh. The distance limits the way we connect with people. And the human touch, definitely very limited. Diba? Nag-iba na eh. Dapat magkalayo na tayo. Ibang-iba na yung situation these days. But what are we gonna do? We just have to adapt. So it says here, this challenge na talaga na ngumiti because you're wearing a mask. Ang hirap lang to comfort. This one is a quote from CNN, one of the articles. Yung sa mga nurses, ang hirap daw, it's hard for them to comfort people because they can hardly be seen. Naka-face mask, face shield, naka-ano pa PPE. So how can you relax the people or comfort people, the patients? It's really hard. Tayo nga hirap na hirap din, 'di ba? So na-challenge tayo because of this pandemic. Kaya siguro the questions, importante pa ba ito? Non-verbal. Yes, it still is. Mas challenging nga, which we will see later on. In fact, sabi din dito, dati pagka nakita mo siya, yung somebody you don't like to meet, syempre when you get to meet him on the street, you probably shy away from the person, baka masalubong mo pa eh. because you don't really care. You don't want to see the person. But in this pandemic, when this virus came, when you shy away from people and when you distance yourself from people, that's actually a sign of concern, di ba? Gusto mong umiwas sa kanya, that you actually care. Uy, wag kang lumapit sa akin, papunta ako dito, magpapa-swab test ako or something, without really saying that. So it has changed dramatically what's happening. You know that. So communication has changed dramatically. So the mask, the challenges, pareho tayo may mask eh. In fact, um, gusto ko na kasi, I like it whenever I train here in the office, whenever I do training in the office, I make sure I'm separate from the rest of the people. Like I'm really training in the training room because I want to remove my mask. There's so much to hide or to show if you're not wearing a mask. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening around. So not hearing each other clearly because of our mask, frustrate. It's hard to express feelings with mask, di ba? Face shield is definitely challenging. Yung mga meron tayong ganun. Ang hirap. Kaya nga 'di ba nakakatawa ngayon sa bangko eh. Pwede ka nang pumunta sa bangko na naka-face mask. Hindi ka kakatakutan. Tatanggapin ka lang. In fact, baka hindi ka tanggapin kung hindi ka naka-face mask. Samantalang dati, if you're wearing a face mask, baka hindi ka papasukin. So that's how this pandemic has changed us. So let's go back to the question then. Is this non-verbal or verbal communication still essential or non-essential? Both are essential more than ever. And that's why we're here. This will be. I was hoping this would be a short session because I know the problem with something very obvious is that we tend to take it for granted. That's how I see it when it comes to non-verbals. Kasi I have a penchant for non-verbals. Eh. I like studying body languages, probably because I'm from HR. Because I like I'm from training, so I like understanding people how they behave. And like right now, I can't see anyone, so it's actually hard for me to figure out what you're feeling right now. How are you feeling? Whenever I conduct training, iba na eh. I use the Zoom or channels like this. Gusto ko naka-on yung video so I can see everybody's reaction. But that's part of the challenge. My point is, both are still essential. So what do we do now? Ano nangyayari? Ano gawin natin? We adopt. So let's review. We need more non-verbals actually. That's the irony. It's not that, is it essential? It's not, actually, it's more essential these days. So what is non-verbals ba? Just to define it again for review, the act of conveying information without words of people, this is what you use. Medyo social lang kasi hey, kasi sa Pilipino, hoy, pero sa atin, hey, social tayo. Remember, bear this in mind. So that you'll have a better recall after this very short session. So what does an H mean? So you hear that tone of voice. It matters. You remember the exercise of Sir Ron that I asked him to do? Sabi ko, say the okay, and I'm fine. I'll give you an example. For those who are for here, mga bata pa kayo, syempre, you're students. Most of the ones who are listening here are students. But I have friends who are married. So I don't know who among the faculty members you have are married. My wife and I, whenever we have a spat, we have a quarrel, I normally would listen to the tone of voice. Kasi pag tinanong ko siya, ano nangyari sa'yo? Kumusta ka na ba? Ba't ka ganyan? She will always say, okay lang ako, okay lang. But I know very well she's not. But she would say, okay lang. Sinabi na okay lang eh, di ba? The tone alone will tell you that there's something wrong. So you have to pay attention to that tone, because that will convey a lot of message. The word says, as I illustrated earlier, is just 7%. Napakaliit nun. 38% in tone eh. That's the bigger chunk. You notice, di ba, sa text messages or Viber, di ba ang dami nating what do you call that? Emoticons and emojis. Precisely because words are limited. We have to put tone into the words, which is not possible all the time. That's why we had to put smiley when you make a joke. You have to put angry face if you're really mad about what you're saying. You capitalize all the letters because you want to make sure that the person receiving it gets the message that I'm really mad. Kasi walang tono yun eh. It depends on the person reading it. But as we converse, regardless of the situation right now, we have to listen to the tone. Um, Masaya ba siya ng sinasabi yun? Like what Sir Ron was demonstrating earlier? Pakinggan mo mabuti yun. So remember that. Here is the tone, not just the words. Walang emojis and emoticon. You notice, pati sa mga ganitong avenues, di ba, channels, like the MS Teams or what's that? The Zoom. They came up with reactions. Like right now, I don't see any one of you. I can't see anyone. I'm just talking to myself. But I would appreciate if I get reactions, di ba? Kasi wala ngang tone eh. But you have to listen to the tone. Next is, hey, what's the next one? This is the most important. Engage. Be more engaged whenever you talk to people, because now you're limited. You have now your face masks, di ba? Face masks. The words that we use, the tone of our voice, the way we talk actually spells a lot of difference. But if it's covered, what's there? What's left then to express what you wanted to express? So we have to be more engaged. Like right now, what I'm doing to you is I'm using more gestures when communicating. I try to be more expressive with our eyes because that's how we communicate, right? I mean, these days, because that's the only one left. Nakatakip na yung mask eh. Buti nga tinanggal na yung face shield at in some areas, diba? Some situations, some places. This gesture that I'm doing is very powerful. I don't see you, but whenever I conduct trainings using the other application, I oblige participants to show their faces in a video. Kasi, so that I can see how they respond. Or I oblige them or tell them, hey, please, if kung natatawa kayo, if you really find the joke funny, please make a reaction, di ba? Kailangan pakiusap ko pa yan. Kasi you don't see them, you can't hear them laughing. So meron mga reaction buttons. That's precisely the reason why these applications, they will have options like that eh. Kasi nga, tag dyan, limitado tayo sa words eh. Yung smizing was coined by Tyra Banks, one of the famous model. Yung smiling using your eyes, di ba? Gusto ko i-demonstrate yan, pero you know what I'm talking about. Yung nakangiti ka, yung medyo alam mo pag nakamask ka eh. If you have your, this face mask, you still know because your eyes are pretty much smiling. Very important. Be clear and talk louder and slower. That's what we're doing now, hopefully. And add flavor. Oh, yan ah. I remember during the height of the pandemic, the first year, yung mga doctors, yung frontliners, di ba nag-smiley face sila sa kanilang mga mask? Marami na nagbebenta ng face mask ngayon na may smiley or may statements, di ba? And not to mention the names of politicians or candidates. But at least, it shows your mood or opinion. Our bank, one of our areas in our bank came up with an ID malaki during the height of pandemic kasi naka face shield, face mask. So they have to come up with ID na malaki to show who they are, which is nice. Parang nakakadagdag nakakabawas ng pagiging stranger mo. Kasi nga sabi dito, kahit naka-face mask naman, even if you're wearing a face mask, your emotions can be seen as illustrated here. So you have here joy, fun, hate, and anger. You can actually see that. Alam mo dito sa pictures na to, kung ano yung positive or negative. Diba? Kitang-kita mo. Even without the face, the full face that is. So it's still very important to be expressive. In fact, more important to be expressive. So engage, combine, mix of offline and online methods. I would have wanted to show you a video of the company just to add mix to this presentation, but that should eat up most of our time. So pero dito sa online or offline, dapat ibahin natin yung style natin. Minsan magpag-games ka naman, kaya kanina you had to involve somebody else. Or magpakita ka naman ng ibang screen or ibang speaker naman so that you get to engage more people. And you are engaged as well. In effect, communication is, the message is is relayed across more efficiently. And finally, in the hey, diba? So they have their hear that tone and then engage. And finally, this should not be very difficult. You summarize what you talked about. Ganun dyan eh. Tama ba? Ito yung sinabi mo. Just to paraphrase, this is what we've talked about. Not many people, classroom or relationships, are into summarizing what we've talked about. Hindi naman kailangan may minutes ka pag nag-uusap kayo. But the thing is, you just have to make sure that you're both on the same page when you leave. Diba? Para walang misunderstanding. Lalo na ngayon, na very limited, may distance, may mask, etc. So, hey, hear the tone, engage using the nonverbals, and of course, you summarize. Yung hey, I chose that because that's how you call attention, diba? Kaya bagay siya sa communication. All right? I came up with a bonus. I hope I'm not over time yet. Kasi as we go through this, yung mask and virtual meetings and verbal communications, kalam ko yung some of the audience here, or part of the audience, probably majority of the audience, the students here, ang dadaanan yung next interviews eh. Diba? Tama ba ako? Mas magusto ko yung interview. Ironically, mas gusto ko yung interview na face-to-face. I remember when I was younger, mga interview, gusto ko nakikita ko. So I can show my wares. Kasi kita yung body language mo dun. Kita rin yung itsura mo, appearance, yung personal brand, and your image. Kaso wala na yun eh. Karamihan virtual eh. I remember, just to tell you a yabang story, talagang yabang lang to. When I was younger, if you haven't seen me, of course, in person, 6'3" yung height ko eh. So medyo matangkad ako. 6'3" yung height ko. When I was younger, of course, yung height ko, ito na yun. Whenever I apply in a company, so I have to walk in, di ba? Ganun pa dati, walk in. I want to be called by the company and go to the company. Dahil feeling ko, matangkad ako, ay gwapo ako. So when you see me, that's my message. You have to accept me for who I am because the way I appear is already confident and dominant. Ayun. Ginagamit ko yun to my advantage at the time. Eh, noon yun. Hindi na uso yun. Kailangan matalino ka syempre. But the point is, the image is still very see anyone. But I didn't really, super dressed up for the occasion because it's, virtual. But I dressed up appropriately. Kasama yan sa image mo eh. When you talk to people outside, when you start getting interviews, the mere fact that you mute yourself during sessions, ano yun? Malaking bagay yun. Kasama yun sa good manners ngayon. In fact, parang it's like shut up because somebody's talking. So you have to listen. And eye contact. You notice I try as much as I can to look at the camera, not myself in the camera. Dapat nakatingin ka sa camera so you can see the person on the other side. He will feel that you're really talking to him. So looking into your camera rather than looking around can boost your virtual image. It matters. So yung mga graduating dyan or mga students, please make sure you appear really nice sa virtual world. Pero syempre, dapat ma-reinforce yan pag nakita kayo. Diba? Alam ka namang sobrang filter naman yan. Hindi naman maganda yan. Additional bonus, check your setting, yung branding, environment, the background. Ano yun? Pag mag-zoom ka or any background, you notice my background is AUB. Kasi that's professional. It shows that I value what you see from your end. Okay naman itong mga background na ito na pinapakita ko sa inyo. Pero naman, kung nasa office ka, or you're in a meeting, or you're being interviewed, huwag kang gugamit ng background na ganyan. It doesn't speak well about you. Doesn't sit well with you. If I, as a facilitator and trainer, whenever I see participant na magulo yung background or parang ganyan, hindi naman magulo yan. It's a beach background or anything inappropriate. I really call the attention. Although I joke about it. Pero syempre, they have to get the message. Tinatawag ko silang, yung babaeng nasa karagatan. Yung babaeng nasa umaapoy na kapaligiran. So hindi maganda, di ba? We make fun of you, but it actually we're trying to tell you, hey, your background is distracting. Siyempre, you'd rather choose backgrounds like this. Well, by the way, reminder lang sa mga choosing backgrounds, virtual background is fine. Maganda yan. In fact, it lessens the bandwidth use of the, sa internet natin. But if you have to use a real background, tapos maglagay ka ng books dun sa likod mo, okay yun, maganda yan. Just make sure those books are really yours and that you're interested in those books. Because I, as an HR, am going to ask you about the books that I see there. Sa'yo ba yung books na yan? I usually am curious about their background, if it's real. So if it's not real, then it's fine. But if it's real, I will ask you about those books behind you. And you have to explain to me. Or interest, di ba? Like music, ba't may music? Ba't mayroong gitara doon? Books and then guitar. Probably it's your interest. I can ask you about that. So very powerful yung background natin. So what do we wear? Or naman yung appearance ko? Branding. May branding ba? Like what I'm doing now. AUB yung background ko because that's branding. I don't want to use just any background, which is nice. I want you to see I am proud. I came and I am from AUB. That's the company I belong to. So, okay lang naman yung dress up na ganyan. Okay lang yan. Who's gonna see? Oh, you notice here, the samples I got from the web. Okay lang yung semi-formal, like the guy up there. O semi-formal, naka-shorts pero naka-long sleeves. Who's gonna see, di ba? Huwag ka lang tatayo. Okay lang naman yung relaxed na the other guy, relaxed naman siya. Depende sa pinapasok mong kausap mo. If it's like an online business, meeting casually, that's fine. In fact, the lady here, naka-shirt lang siya, naka-blouse. A blazer should be fine. Diba? Sa mga babae, mag-blazer lang, okay na eh. Kasi it shows respect for the person you're talking to, no matter how virtual it is. Nasa bahay ka na nga eh. Plus na nga yun, relax ka na nga, tapos you ka pa dressed up appropriately. Diba? Ako nagbabarong pa ako sa bahay pag work from home. Nga lang naka-shorts. Diba? But still, barong yun. You're gonna see that. That's a sign of respect for the person talking. I normally would tell my wife whenever she has a meeting, uy, ilong mo lang nakikita sa camera, ayusin mo. So ayusin mo, lumayo-layo ka, ginagano ka. Because also, gusto kita makita kaya naka-on yung camera eh. Eh kung yung ilong mo lang makikita ko sa cellphone, eh patayin mo na lang yan, diba? Ilayo mo. It's our brand. It's our image. As students, ganun din. Whenever I conduct training for new hires in AUB, pet peeve ko yan eh, yung mga background. Inayos mo ba? Virtual ba yan? Or naka-blur, that's fine. You try to exert effort to fix it, okay lang sa akin yun. Mahalaga, pinakita mo na you're trying to show me the best that you have. O, diba? That's how it is. So, it's like this. If you're going to an interview, unprepared, inappropriately dressed, eh syempre negative yung impression makukuha namin sa'yo as an HR person. Ganun din yun pagka virtual. If you appear in the interview, hair messed up, kakatayo mo lang sa kama, and your background is your bedroom, which is also all messed up, and people are moving around, eh, it's a thoughtless background. And parang hindi ka yata prepared eh. Diba? Virtual or working from home doesn't excuse us from presenting ourselves best. It can hurt our image and personal brand online. So remember that. In a nutshell, to end this up, the pie chart that you saw earlier about communication, the 58, 33, and 7, it hasn't changed. Verbal, non-verbal, they are essential. In fact, more now because we're limited. Therefore, we have to communicate more. Exert effort to communicate better using the hey technique, hear the tone, engage, and you summarize. And of course, lastly, keep your image and brand intact, virtually and for real. All right. That's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you got a thing or two from that. These are, of course, readily available everywhere. These are the credits to the sources, just so you know, even with the pictures, so that you know where these information came from. All right. Sir
Thank you
Ron?
so much.
Yep.
Yes, Geradino Eloriaga, thank you so much for such an insightful, informative, and very interesting talk. We really learned a lot from your pep talk today. And moving on, let's have this question and answer segment with you. We have very interesting questions from our audience this afternoon, Sir Dino. And one of the
Mhm.
reactions here from Nicole and Edilion, she said here, I love the discussion, sir. It's so entertaining. So I think she wanted to also maybe try, at home, our short exercise earlier, sir, about the tone, how to put the tone
Yes.
in those words,
Mm.
no?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's a very positive comment from our student. And also one question here, sir. I think it's an interesting question from Marian Makadangdang rather. Sorry. What are the body languages we should avoid in order to prevent miscommunication, sir?
Are you asking about, if you're asking about the uh, front or virtual, it's the same. Um, Negative, easily the negative things that you have to avoid. Negative body language are the crossing of the arms. Easily negative, easily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even if you're feeling cold, but you do that unconsciously, the message you're trying to get across is that I don't really care and I'm not listening to you. Di ba
Yeah.
pag mga bata, they do that. Even the kids do that. Di ba? Hindi tayo bate. Di ba? Gumaganon siya. Because that's rejection. And my wife does that to me all the time. So alam ko yan. But negative body language. Even if I'm saying something positive, negative yon. Ano pa ba? Of course, yung not looking at the eye,
Mm-hmm.
looking somewhere else, like looking at the phone. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the phone when talking to somebody, looking at the watch when talking to somebody. Those are
Mm-hmm.
negative immediately. Even if you don't mean
Mm-hmm.
something bad or anything bad, negative agad yon. Kasi the phone is more important than the speaker.
Yeah.
And I'm rushing. So these things are negative, even if you don't mean it. Ano pa ba? Those are the easily negative stuff eh. So, syempre, hindi naman pwedeng nakatingin ka lagi sa kausap mo, no? That's impossible. In fact, the eye contact should be looking somewhere else sometimes. Alam ka namang the whole time you're glued to the person. E paano may kukunin kang gamit sa gamit, di ba? Sir, wait lang po may kukunin lang ako sa ilalim. Kailan hindi ko makita, sir, kasi naka-contact ako.
Yeah. Thank
I
you,
hope
Sir
that answered
Dino.
you. There are a lot of negative body language, but those are the most common ones. Of course, the rolling of the eyes, yun, kasama yun.
Yeah. But sir, to add to that question, let's have a follow up to that. Now, what are the things that you would say would be the positive body language that will create more rapport and connection with the people, that we engage with virtually, sir?
I love that question. Nothing beats an eye contact. That's why I'm telling you, try to practice looking at the camera rather than looking at yourself. Kasi kitang-kita mo na nakaglue sa'yo yung tao.
Mm-hmm.
That's positive. And of course, I mentioned earlier during the session, yung nodding, a lot of
Yeah.
students do that. I know they're pretending, but at least as far as I'm concerned, the one I'm looking at, whenever I look at them, oh, do you understand? Is that everything clear? And they do that slow nodding, para sa akin, uy,
Yeah.
positive yun. It boosts my confidence that these people are learning. Yun.
Yeah, sir, it adds to the motivation of the speaker, no? Or
Correct. Correct.
in my case, in my online class as well, if I see my students nodding their head, it would like give me some sort of motivation, some energized to continue
Agree.
with the
Agree.
discussion. But when everybody will be looking at their phones, they are distracted, then of course
Yeah.
that will affect, the quality of communication. So thank you, sir, for that.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's another interesting question. This one is from Mark Lauren Villaverde. Hello,
Mm.
sir. I am curious on how do you handle the awkwardness or even silence on a virtual setting? If you were
Good.
placed in such a situation, sir, in the presence of a buffer time due to internet connectivity, what will you do? A very situational or a specific scenario, sir. Yeah.
Two things yung silence because regardless of the internet connection, silence because you don't know if the people are listening or are still there. I actually would ask them virtually, "Hoy, are you still there? Hoy, isang and my famous line is, thumbs up naman dyan if you're still around, participant. Oh, can I show some reactions there? So
Mm-hmm.
from anyone. So you will see there, kasi ang tahimik na It's like talking to yourself. So sige, thumbs up na. Remember, from where I'm coming is, I see them. Naka-on ng video. I understand in the classroom setting, they're not obliged to open their video, right? Turn on, tama ba? They
Mm-hmm.
they may not turn on the
Yeah.
video. You cannot You cannot force them.
Mhm.
So that's the most I can do. I haven't experienced that, but if I'm not obliging people, then I will just say, "Oh, isang thumbs up naman dyan, reaction. If you're still
Mhm.
around," then I will see that people are reacting. Every once in a while, you get to see that. Pag masyado na mahaba yung talks, parang baka tulog na to ah. And ano pa what's the other one you mentioned? How do you? What's the other follow-up question with that? Aside
Sir,
from the
if you were placed in such a situation in the presence of a buffer time due to internet
ayun, sa internet
connectivity.
connection,
Yeah.
honestly, it annoys me big time. In tinawag ko, ang haba ng tanong ko, tapos hindi niya masagot kasi hindi niya intindihan.
Yeah.
Everybody has to wait.
Mhm.
I just have to not show any negative body language. I just make fun of it. Making
Mhm.
sure lang that you don't offend by making fun. Ang
Mhm.
ginagawa ko, I try to make fun about it by pretending to be a newscaster, 'di ba? Sa
Mhm.
news whenever the anchors would say, babalikan natin 'yan si Rondel. Mamaya pag naayos na yung kanyang connection, ngayon punta muna tayo kay Ma'am Babes, parang ganun. Para matawa na lang sila. Kasi
Yeah.
nakakainis yung hihintayin mo pa yung sagot niya, but that's part of the thing. We are in the Philippines. Internet is
Mhm.
bad. Ayun, that's how it is.
Yeah, and you don't also want to lose the momentum and the
Agree.
flow of the discussion. Yeah,
Agree.
so it's also for the benefit of everyone. No, that
So you don't wait,
are
you just proceed,
yeah,
right? You just proceed,
correct,
right?
sir. Sir, we have really interesting questions. I think the students no really appreciated no the content of your talk.
Camera ko. Because yun nga, I had a hard time fixing the desktop, which is far better than what I'm using now. Kaya lang, we have to go to this. See, mas maganda sana talaga, naka-center ka. Remember, we're doing this virtually. The least we can do is perfect how we appear virtually.
Mhm.
Naka-center ka dapat sa camera mo. Kaya nga bumibili ng iba ng they buy that ring light
Yeah.
for better lighting. And other things that can filter, not to fool people that how you look, but to see, syempre, if you want to watch a show, you want to
Yeah.
watch a good show. Syempre, gusto mo makita magandang visual, di ba?
Mhm.
That's how it is. You're right, it matters eh. Naiinis kami, hindi man, well, sorry for the word, but if I were a interviewer, ayoko nung, yun nga, yung ito lang nakikita sa'yo, yung nakagana, no? Kasi naka-phone ka. You
Mhm.
have to do something about it. Kasi nag-uusap tayo. It's like nakausap kita pero nakahiga ka.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, it's like that. Nasa bedroom ka, nakaslouch ka, and the
Mhm.
camera is like that. It's like saying, oh, kinakausap mo nakahiga ka? What are you trying to say?
Mhm.
Whoever asked the question, it matters a great deal. How you show yourself, position the camera in the virtual meetings or interviews or conversation.
Yeah, the camera angle, sir, is also a form of
Yes, it is.
message. The message also from
Agree.
the interviewee, yeah, or the one
Agree.
who would be talking to, lalo na pag job interview, sir. Yeah,
You are correct.
definitely.
You're so correct. You would want to put your best angle, right?
Mhm.
Siyempre, best angle. By the way, to tip lang sa best angle. Pag gusto mong bumata, dapat isang camera sa medyo ulo dito. Pag gusto mong yung sakto lang, yung front lang
Mhm.
yun. Pero pag yung gusto mo matanda ka, sa baba yung camera. Parang ganun yun eh. Kaya lagi
Mhm.
akong gumaganon para magmukhang bata. Yan. Yan. Ganun. That's how it is. That's how it
So
is.
you need to look for your best angle, gano, that would
Yeah.
complement
Yeah.
or would capture
Like
your.
what you have right now, Sir Ron, if I
Yeah,
must say. Yeah,
yeah. It looks like I should look younger. Okay.
you are younger, definitely.
Yeah,
Sige.
thank you, sir. Sir, this one is from Eunice and David. Interesting question as well. Sir, I would like to know what factors make nonverbal communication difficult to interpret. Thanks.
Precisely because there's no perfect. Salamat, Eunice, for that question. Precisely, it's difficult because there's no perfect meaning of the body language. That's precisely the reason. There's, like, for example, even if I'm trying to master body language, which is my favorite topic, I
Mhm.
cannot. I can always judge people because of their body language. But the point is, I can make use of that body language to show people that what I mean. So, mahirap talaga siya kasi hindi nga siya words eh. Wala siyang words eh. You have to interpret it on your own. But historically and quite unguardedly, ito yung mga pinapakita ng mga tao based on research. Pag ito yung meaning nila. Kaya maalam mo na yan. I mean, statistics-wise, basta ito ang pinakita, ito yung meaning. But again, it's not 100%. Body language, those who understand body language are not mind readers. And we fail. That's precisely the reason why we have to be more observant but not necessarily judgmental of the actions. Kaya hindi siya pwedeng body language lang. May words pa rin. Tsaka tone. Combination of the three. But more often than not, the body language betrays the two. Or even betrays the words, di ba? But at any rate, there's no perfect, way of interpreting body language. I can manipulate body language because I know it. Therefore, it's not going to be perfect. You might think I like you because of what I'm showing, body language, but I don't. Only because I can manipulate. Just things like that. It's hard to answer your question in a sense that, how do you interpret it? Well, hindi eh. There's no 100% method
Yeah.
to actually understand body language. At least meron tayong means, 'di ba? Mga statistics na nangyayari.
Correct.
Thank you.
And maybe, sir, we can add somehow that we can look at nonverbal as cultural. That's something cultural that's shared
Agree.
by
people. I failed to mention that. Sinampal ka na minsan, sabihin pa sa'yo. hindi ako galit sa'yo. Na ano lang to, burst of emotion or something. Nagulat lang ako. So,
lang to, out of happiness lang, oo. Kinurot ka, no? Kasi, uy, ba't nananakit ka? Wala, kinurot
Correct.
ako eh. May mga
Masakit
friends
eh.
tayo, may mga friends tayo
Yeah.
nangahampas pag masaya masyado. Yeah.
Agree. So, galit ka ba? Diba? Parang, but still, di ba? They're so perfect eh. Sa kanya, okay yun eh. Sa akin, ayoko.
I don't know if that's also based on region, but I think I have friends from Palawan, they say, ganun daw sila pag masaya, nangahampas daw sila bigla.
Talaga, ha?
Parang nangahampas lang sila.
Ayoko pumunta dyan sa Palawan.
But
Ayoko sa Palawan.
it means that they really like you, that they want to be really connected with you. Kaya, kasi they don't do that if they don't really like the person or they don't see you as a friend. Yeah, ganun.
Actually, I am like that. Whenever I'm overly happy, I tend to push people. Kaya minsan pag maliit, di ba, na pag tititilapon talaga yon. So I've stopped doing that. Parang yung pag mahampas, kawawa naman pag maliit yung tao hampasin mo. Diba?
We need to know also our boundaries with the nonverbals. Yeah. Sir, I think nag-interested sila sa topic mo about the nonverbal kasi this one is from Camelot, Cam Abayon, Canelas. Nonverbal communication daw is mostly used by people who are also from the deaf and mute society sector or people. And since your topic is about the verbal and nonverbal, what do you think is the best way to help the community to acknowledge the importance of nonverbal communication, sir?
Thank you for that. That's a difficult. No, there are two things there. You're saying about there's a sign language for deaf mute, and there's nonverbal. Of course, when you talk about deaf mute, there's no word. Kaya nonverbal agad yun, ultimately. But they have different ways of they have a different language or vocabulary altogether. Iba yung meaning iba yung action nila, yung sign language versus our nonverbals. In fact, wala nga silang tono. Take note of that. Wala silang tono. So when they write to you, make sure you eliminate the tone. Iba yun eh. I cannot answer how do we enhance this practice, yung nonverbals para sa mga deaf mute. Iba kasi yun eh. But you'd be surprised. They understand us better than we understand them. Kasi nga, they only depend on our actions. Kaya minsan, nag-spell out pala ako ng gesture, naggagawa pala ako ng gesture, inuunahan na ako ng deaf mute who's a friend, na inuunahan niya ako ng meaning. Alam na niya yung sinasabi ko because he can see my actions. I cannot say if these people, deaf mute, they have a different language. But I'm sure the body language that I mentioned to you are universal. Kasi kahit pag galit ang deaf mute, nakasimangot din naman yan eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi naman tumatawa ang deaf mute pag galit sila eh. Universal yun. Naka-cross arms din naman yan pag galit sa'yo or ayaw makinig eh. Universal. So we avoid those things similarly. Even if the person I'm talking to is deaf mute or somebody who's normal. I mean, not deaf mute. Hindi naman siya disabled or a person with disability. Ingatan lang natin yung tono na actually yung problema sa atin, hindi sa kanila. We tend to misinterpret them. I remember I work in smart communications, just to illustrate the point. I have had deaf mute co-employees there. Some of my
Mhm.
friends. Talagang from birth yon deaf mute. So buti nila may text-text, di ba? Tapos ako, ini-spell out ko yung alphabet na naiinip sila doon. But that's how we communicate. Now, I remember one person I had, one colleague I had, sabi niya, nakakainis lang. For example, si Ron is the deaf mute. Nakakainis lang si Ron, ha? Nag-email sa akin, napakasungit. Sabi ko, sino ang nag-email sa'yo? Si Ron. Sabi ko, sira ulo ka ba? Eh, deaf mute yan eh. Wala naman tono yung email niyan. So, don't judge the person by that. Kasi hindi niya alam ang tono. For him, the words mean what they mean.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know? So, don't interpret it according to you. So, the problem is really ours. Kasi sila magaling bumasa doon eh, ng
Mhm.
body language. I hope I answered that. Those are two different things. The sign language and the non.
Degree, no? Why do we sometimes go with the flow when we are experiencing different emotions? For example, you felt happy and decided to do something out of that happiness.
What do you mean exactly by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? I
Um,
don't give an example.
yeah,
Can you give an example? If just to make sure I understand the question correctly.
yeah. We'll just ask Siguro Joseph to elaborate on their question, no? But
That's
this
an
one
interesting
is
one, but I just want to
yeah,
make sure I got it correctly.
correct, sir. We'll just go to the next question. Joseph Francis Ablang. This is a simple question, but I think it's relevant as well. Are smiles important or a must during interviews? Should we really smile though, sir, during or maybe job interviews? Yeah.
Interesting question indeed. I definitely smile is always the best thing to do. You cannot go wrong
Mm-hmm.
when you're smiling. Pero na kung yung kinikwento mo is has nothing to do with your smile. But smiling will always like bring down barriers eh. Nakangiti ka lagi. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one of my interviews no, way back when I was sa nung nagme-med rep ako, sinabihan na kami ng mga tao doon. Yung mag-interview sa inyo na next ay terror yan, something like that. He's the most feared boss around. But when it's my turn, he was very pleasant. And I was very candid and say, oh, so sabi niya sa akin, so what, do you have any other question or observation, anything you want to say? And I said, actually, I want to be candid with you. I was very young then. Um, I was scared coming in because I really thought you are the most feared individual in this
Mm-hmm.
company. So you just laughed, and said,
Mm-hmm.
eh kasi nakangiti ka pagpasok mo. Why will I show you a difficult face, a stern face? So nakangiti ka. So from then on, alam ko, that's whenever you smile, when you talk to people, it really brings down defenses. It will help. Diba? Kahit na ano pa yung mood niyan, basta maayos yung smile mo. Of course, you know what I mean by maayos, like it's like what do you call that? Yung parang may masama kang balak ng ngiti or something like that. But if it's really a sincere smile, it will really help. Breaks down barriers.
Yeah. So
Yun.
it's a good way to also feel more relaxed and more comfortable and also
Yes.
to start connection with
Exactly.
the one doing the
Exactly.
interview, your interviewer. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for that
Exactly.
advice. Speaking of advice, we have last two more questions, sir.
Yep.
Last rather questions from our viewers. This one is anonymous. It's really for more of asking for an advisor, Dino. No? How should we respond though to someone who actually misinterpreted what we just said?
Like I have to thank you for that, but I have to get an example. Let me think of it. Can you give an example or think an example of like misinterpret my answer? Okay, let me just do this. My boss, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I misinterpreted her words against me. Diba? Sabi
Mm-hmm.
ng boss ko, yan parang in a nutshell sabi niya, yan lang ba? Wala bang bago?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with what you're doing. We're
Mm-hmm.
very slow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with how things are going. You're very slow, etc. So para sa akin, offensive yun.
Yeah.
Because they said, I've been doing quite a lot. I'm not really remiss in my duty. So how did I respond? I actually responded by saying, I resent that what you said. Of course, words yun, no? Words yun,
Yeah.
non-verbal. Hindi siya non-verbal, words yun. But so I resent that. Ayoko nung sinabi mo kasi ito yung in-enumerate ko yung mga nagagawa ko, accomplishments. But how did she respond to that? She didn't respond immediately. She actually did things to show me that she appreciates what I'm doing. So, hindi niya sinagot nung time na yon. Sinagot niya by doing some actions, a different language. So, pag may nagawa ako ngayon, after that, pag may nagawa ako, sinasabi niya, oh, yan, tama yan. That's a better
Mhm.
one. That's the best. That's the better one. That's what I'm talking about. Ganun. Or, oh, we've been working for 7 years, so dapat kilala mo na ako. Things like comments like that. I know she was trying to answer and explain herself because I misunderstood what she meant. Now, if it's a body language that she misunderstood, depende sa reaction kasi niya eh. For example, kung body language ko yung na misunderstood mo, if I have a time to explain myself, then I will. But precisely that's it. You have to be very careful with your body language so that you don't have to explain things. Because body language betrays our words and tone. Kaya ang hirap ng sagot na sagutin, paano mababawi yun? Pwede naman. You just have to explain if you're given the opportunity to explain it or to redeem yourself. Diba? If what you're showing says parang hindi ka interesado because of your body language, then the next time, if you had a chance, show that you're really interested, that the body language that she interpreted was wrong. So now I'm showing more interest. So mali yung intindi niya. Akala ko hindi siya interesado pala because of what I'm doing. So you know what I mean? Akala mo hindi ako interesado sa sinasabi mo kasi sa body language ko. So nag-react ka ngayon. So you don't want to work with me. So what I will do is I will start working with you and show you that I will get your ideas and let's work on that. Because I didn't mean anything about my body language. I hope that answers your question. You can always
Yeah.
redeem it. But if you're given the opportunity, and if not, you try to get an opportunity to redeem, not for yourself, but for
Mhm.
the person. Hindi naman para mapatunayan tama ka, but to patunayan sa kanya na mali siya na interpretation at willing ka naman talaga na positive naman ang gusto mong sabihin. That is the reason, not
Yeah.
because you want to redeem yourself. Yun.
Yeah. I think, sir, one of the highlights there in your advice is when you mentioned that non-verbal, the verbal or the words and the tone must be synchronized or must be integrated
Agree.
well. Yeah.
You're so correct. You're so correct.
And that's a good advice for our students here, especially for those who will be joining the workforce,
Yan.
I mean, about to graduate very soon, and those who will be looking for the internship. No, this is a good advice. And
Yes.
having said this, sir, we are now in our last question. This one is again
Mhm.
from Nicole. Nicole is
Nicole.
very engaged. She already asked one question earlier. Sir, is it possible for HR or HR officers or talent acquisition officers to determine applicants that are pretentious of their feelings?
You mean are we able to detect? Is that what you're asking? Is what she's
Yeah, is
asking?
it something that you can tell though? But kasi we're talking about the verbal than verbal, no? Yeah,
Excuse me. There's a way.
yeah.
If the interviewer is the interviewer, we use this. So guys, the students, take note of this. Interviewers will use this very common technique, the star technique. Star. So hindi ka pwede mag-pretend unless magaling ka talaga. So,
Mm-hmm.
ano yung pretentious? Kasi mahirap ako yung pretentious eh. Ako, I can pretend that I'm good. Kaya lang, pag ginamit sa akin yung situation, yung star,
Yeah.
medyo mahirapan ako. I have to be consistent. So, they will tell me to narrate a situation, real situation, and what was the T is, so the situation, then what's the letter T? What action did they take?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So then yung A, sorry, S is the situation that's happening. Ano bang ginawa mo? Ito nangyari. Anong ginawa mo? Ano yung T? Ano ba to? It slipped my mind. Yung T.
The task,
And
sir. The
the
task.
task, okay. The
Yeah,
task that you're
correct.
doing. Ano ba yun? Sorry. The
Yeah.
task that you're doing. Ano ba yung ginagawa mo nung nangyari yan? So ito yung situation, ito yung task. And then yung A is the action that you took
Mm-hmm.
to address that. And then, ano yung R? Ano yung result ng action mo?
Correct.
Hindi ka pwede mag-pretend kasi kung hindi nangyari yung bagay na yun, it's not as something theoretical or hypothetical. Sorry, hypothetical. Hindi siya ganon. So how do we catch those pretentious applicants? by asking different questions but actually meaning the same thing.
Mhm.
Or better yet, yun nga, doing the star questioning technique. Kasi yun yung makikita mo kung paano siya mag-isip eh. Kasi pag tinanong mo yan ng mga bagay na inaral niya, you will easily be impressed. Lalo na pag nag-English lagi. Diba?
Mhm.
English will always be what do you call that? Something that impresses people eh. But
Mhm.
if you read natin eh, iba-iba yung tanong pero pare-pareho yung result na gusto namin makita so that you get to see if the person is consistent with his answers or her answers. That way you get to catch those who are pretending or not. Kasi you cannot lie all the time. 100%. Lalabas yung totoo somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Yun.
Thank you, sir,
Go
for
ahead.
reminding us the STAR method. Yeah, that's really interesting, no? So that our students will be more prepared and will also anticipate, no, this questions, no, from the interviewer. Sir, this one is, I think, the the final question. I just want to ask this because I find this personally interesting. So, what's your
Mm.
personal take po when someone is using po or opo during job interviews?
Tinatanong ko lang siya, nag-bless ka na ba? Hindi nagsasabi yun. Ay, my personal take, you mean?
Yes, yes, sir. What's your take on using po or opo during job interviews?
I, I actually, hindi naman, I don't, it's not that it's not that I dislike it because the person may be disrespectful or courteous, but I prefer not. I prefer that the person not use those words. Walang masama doon ah.
Mhm.
Sa matter of personal preference, ayoko nun kasi that's
Yeah.
I know it's a sign of respect. But talking to me without it, even if how old I am, talking to me without it, even if you're newly grad, without the po and opo, is fine.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean you're less respectful. In fact, I was working multinational. Wala kaming sir and ma'am eh. You just have to get used to it. Hindi naman sir,
Mhm.
ma'am nakakapagdagdag ng respect eh. In the same manner po. Remember, professional to ah.
Yeah.
Okay? Walang masama doon. I'm just saying, as a matter of preference, ayoko nang ginaganon. Ako din nga, nagagamit ko yun with my boss eh.
Mhm.
Ngayon na yun. Eh, matanda na nga ako eh. Nagagamit ko pa yun because the person is in the position. Pero hindi naman yung kada ending ng word ko may, anong sentence may po and opo. O ay naman yun. But the point is, even without it, I won't really mind. It's how you say things eh. Even if it's in the vernacular or Tagalog, wala kang po and opo, that should be fine. If it's in English, definitely, wag ka na mag po and opo kasi English naman yung salita mo.
Mhm.
Diba? Um, ano yun, personal preference. I've heard people talk to me with a po and opo. I don't really mind. It's just that, again, may confidence level kasi iba pagdating pag yung walang po and opo eh. Not disrespectful, but just confident.
Mhm.
Kasi
Mhm.
remember, students here listening, in the corporate world, there's no there's no gender or age. It's more like, unless yung boss talaga yung na mataas na, even then, hindi po and opo ang sagot doon. You treat them differently. But the po and opo is not required. That's
Mhm.
me. That's my take. It's all about being respectful and polite in a different way with your words and not being too what do you call that? Yung rude in your choices of words, di ba? Or masyadong too
Yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Masyadong putyal or
Yeah.
slang for that matter. Ibang usapan yun.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thing.
thank you, sir, for your advice. I think the respect, no, cannot only be shown by the use of po and opo. Yeah, that's correct. Though it could also be coming from the tone, the choice of words,
Right.
yes, and the way you compose your message. Sir,
Agree.
the question earlier from Joseph Luis
Oh, yes.
Barrera,
Yeah.
unfortunately, no, para I think he was not able to go back and elaborate this question. But anyway, we'll just take note of this. Siguro, no, after even the pep talk, no, if he would like to really elaborate that question, we can also send it to you, sir. But of course, in the interest of time, I am afraid we don't have much time left.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we would like to thank all of you for all your questions. We will ask our speaker, Sardino, to reply for other questions that you might want to still post. No? And this is a very engaging and discussion, sir, definitely. There you have it. Before we officially conclude our pep talk for today, we would like to also emphasize that we learned a lot, especially the hey, no? Just a way to summarize, no, no. Hear the tone, right? And then, of course, engage with nonverbals and you summarize. This is something that we would like to also apply webinar series titled Essential or Non-Essential Verbal and Nonverbal Communication Skills in the Time of Pandemic, given this 26th day of October 2021 at Far Eastern University, Manila. Signed by Maria Carmencita Suba Alfonso, Director of FEU Career and Placement Office, and Generoso Pamitan Jr., PhD, Assistant Vice President for Academic Services. Sir Dino, before we end this pep talk, are there any parting words or final pieces of advice or final thoughts that you would like to share with our audience this afternoon?
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting us, AUB that is, represented by me as partner in the development of your people. And we do appreciate that this partnership because I know it helps both of us. And thank you, Ma'am Carmen Sita. Sorry for completing the name. And Sir Ron, Sir Ron for taking charge of this. But lastly, as far as the communication, there's no one last thing Peter, but I like this. I like to mention this. Being true to what you're saying, or being true to what you are, doesn't mean you can be rude to anyone. So we cannot say that. Ganun ako eh. So in the society that we live in, communication, um, positive communication, still should rule. Should rule wherever we are. So be true, not pretentious, but not rude either. So go out there and communicate better. All right. And thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Sir Dino, again for such really interesting pieces of advice for our students. Sir Dino from the Asia United Bank, no, our one of our trusted partners, no, with the Far Eastern University, of course. Thank you for gracing on this event with your valuable knowledge and experience. And to all our students in attendance, please do not forget to answer the online student evaluation form and we will provide you with the e-certificate of attendance. For updates, please regularly visit the Career and Placement Office official Facebook page. And on behalf of the FEU Capo, we would like to thank you again, together with our digital media partner, the Marketing and Communication Office, for making this live webinar possible. Many thanks also to our dear students, faculty members, and employees for joining us. We hope that you've learned a lot from today's pep talk. And as we end, may we invite everyone to join us in singing the FEU hymn. This is again your MC Ron Gascon. Keep safe, everyone. Be brave. Tamaraos.